Hey everyone, let's build Ravenclaw House Banner by LEGO Harry Potter. This is set number 76411, and I believe that this has 305 bricks, and it retails for $34.99. That was provided to me by the LEGO Group for early review. And here we are with the building guide. So I already got bag 1 keyed up. We're going to take a look at the building guide first. And we'll see what we got here, and that's pretty much how it's broken down to, is just 2 bags. And in addition, we have stickers, so we already know the fate of these when I'm done. I mean, it's nice print work. I just wish that was printed on the bricks. And we got one of these 3D hologram things. So like right here, you can see where the curtains open and it closes and stuff moves around and all sorts of stuff. These are always cool. Okay, so that having been said, that's it. And for indexing purposes, we're going to start with bag 1. So I just got done with the unboxing, and today is I believe it's the 22nd. Let me take a look here. Of course, the iPad. Yeah, today is February 22nd, 2023. That's when I'm filming. So, we're going to put together our minifigure. And I can't remember the name. I have the picture of this taken on here because LEGO was so kind to actually... Well, I'm having technical difficulties with the iPad. And there we go. So I believe that this one here is Luna Lovewood. I couldn't even say that. Okay, let's get all the parts over here. So let's see what $35 gets us here. Now, I always like doing these style of reviews because I'm doing the review as I build. But until I can completely transfer all my reviews to this channel, I still got to separate everything right now. So hopefully one day in the future we will be able to do that, and there'll be a short review and a long review. So let's spend 14 hours pulling all the minifigure parts out here. That's including sticking the wand in the hand. So yeah, from the last video, if you're watching these, sometimes they may seem like they're out of order. You know, that's just how I do things on here. So I've been kind of working from home, had to go by the office, and had to pick up some work stuff. And working from home. So it's like an afternoon, so you may hear leaf blowers and stuff. I'm trying to get these done. Now, why don't you ever hear me do that stuff with tutorials or mocks? Because that's more of a night thing, you know. Oh, I got that in her hand real quick. I think that's a her. Alright, so these sets always come with 3 minifigures, so you're not getting shortchanged on the figures. And let's get started on the banner part now. So that's what she looks like with Mr. Zubat. I really wish LEGO would bring out Pokemon minifigures. Pokemon's a little after my time, but you know what though? I see why people get addicted to the anime series. And yeah, I mean it's I remember when I watched Pokemon back in college. I remember when it came out, Pokemon came out right when I got out of high school and when I was in college. And I was like, wow, you know, who's going to sit down and watch this stuff? Well, yeah, I said that like a couple of months later. I'm like watching, just listening to it. Something about cartoons and studying just kind of goes well. So, tutorials... For the most part, I just want to start getting some of the good stuff done. Here's a little tidbit some people don't know. January through April, I'm trying to release all the small stuff. So once May comes around, all the way up through December, Usually that's when more people are off and active, and then I will focus more on the bigger stuff like houses, cars, and stuff like that. I got 2 houses I want to do. One's going to be a fully custom. The other one is going to be a build that I've done in the past because I want to preserve the idea and make a building guide out of it. So, and no, it's not the Michael Myers house, but yeah. I want to thank everybody who subs to this channel too, because you get the inside scoop of what's going on, both in the tutorials and the review process for the Ambassador Network. It's hard to be an ambassador sometimes because we have lots of stuff that we have to do. And one of them being is getting reviews done on a deadline. Building this stuff is a treat. This stuff's always fun to do. Even if the build is really slimy, I can come on here and tell you guys, and, you know, kind of talk to you and stuff. Other than that, editing the videos and putting them up on YouTube and writing up the metadata, that's work. It's like I just got done editing a video tutorial for a build you'll see soon. Probably in a month. That's soon for me. It was fun to edit and stuff, you know, film and edit, and I just got it up on YouTube, but now I got to edit all the stuff. And I always get that question asked, why don't I put parts list for my videos? Well, part of it's the proofing process, but the second thing is that a lot of the bigger guys don't bring parts list out. Some guys charge for parts lists, so I had to do that route. And also, putting the parts list in the description of a video is just kind of, it doesn't do any good. It's just a wall of numbers and descriptions, and you can't see the piece. I can't custom input a description there, would be nice. I'm missing one of those. I don't know if it went into bag 3 or not. So, I'm missing another one of these 1x2 plates. All the big pieces, and I have to rifle over just to get to the small stuff. Well, it could have went into the other bag too. That's probably what happened. And you know, I do that just because of the thumbnail. It makes the thumbnails a little better. And although that's the pain in the rump, eventually I'm going to do it all in one big lump sitting. Well, let me go get my 1x2 plates real quick. So now I had to get this guy here, and we're hoping it'll turn up. Okay, yeah, it's been cold today. The storms are really blowing in. We had some snow flurries out here, which is very rare. So yeah. Okay. So basically, I'd like to get a house project done. I'm going to shoot for, I don't know, for May, I'm going to try to get the campground done by May. And then June, I don't know if I'm going to do a fifth wheel, or I'm going to do the tiny house tutorial. So that leaves July. So maybe July we can come out with a house build. Something I've never done. I don't know if I'm going to revisit a project. I still would like to get done with the Michael Myers house, hopefully by at least August or early September, so I can get that up for sale, so you guys can purchase that if interested, and then you can build a copy of it. It'd be unfurnished, of course. I've been thinking about maybe just tacking the furniture tutorials in, and I got to put a sticker on this side of this wall element here. Putting stickers inside these things is a real turd. You can see where I can't even get it in there straight. You know, I always start my sets off when I review them as a 10. That right there is a 9, because I can't get in there straight. These are almost impossible to get out to fix. So, yeah, I mean, Lego, you did a good job. You know, to grade your own product. All right. You'll never see stickers in my stuff except for foil prints for mirrors and stuff. But I'm kind of leaning away from that unless it's part of an older build. So I'm hoping eventually I'm going to lean 100% away from stickers and to the shower curtains. So you all remember the paper shower curtains. I'm trying not to do those too. And then this goes here. Maybe that's a fireplace there. And yeah. So yeah, I'm going to try to do is get some more mocks and stuff. I'd like to do a restaurant and stuff like that. Oh yeah, I was at the tire place. Had to get my car looked at for brakes. And there was nothing wrong with the brakes except my ABS module's going bad, and they can't service it there. It means I'm going to have to get a service manual and learn how to do that myself. But I couldn't believe the price of some of these rims. Like, I saw some rims that would fit on my truck, and they were like $2,500 a piece. And I thought, who in their right mind would dump that kind of money into rims for a car? Wow, I can't even get that out. Look how crooked that is. Lego, I'm going to drop this set flat at a 5 at this point. I'm not going to deal with that. Putting these in here is a pain in the ass. I never thought I'd ever drop a set down at step 15 just for putting these in there. But no, I was looking at those rims. I thought, those look good on my truck, but I don't want to spend that kind of money on rims. Oh, man, that's more than what... I'm driving a 29-year-old truck, and I'm like, oh, I mean, I'm restoring it, but I'm not putting that kind of stuff in there. I'll keep the aluminum alloys. They're a little better. Yeah, but back to the build quality. Look how sloppy that looks. You can't get those bastards out of there once they're in there. And yes, I'm going to cuss. And I've had some people say, Jay, Lego may get mad at you for being blunt. Well, you know, would you rather have me lie to you, or would you rather have me tell you the truth? You know. And I've done, this is actually one of these, this is actually the third banner set I have done. And the first one was okay. Second one was kind of flaky. This one here is just as bad. So I'm assuming the Huff and Puff one that I'll be doing eventually is going to be just as horrible. I think I'd rather do the brickheads. But yeah. So I got the brakes inspected. Nothing wrong with them. It's just that module's going bad, and unfortunately they don't make them anymore. So I'll have to find one and rebuild it and install it myself. So not too big of a deal, though. You know, that's what happens when you have an older car. You got to put more time into it. So now back to the ranting on this set with the stickers. And yes, I'm in a good mood. I'm not sick today. I feel great. I'm not stuffy or anything. Allergies have been kind of a little brutal with me, but not too terribly bad. It's just, you know, I'm just tired of, you know, I get a lot of these sets and they're just stickers. Lego's gotten so bad with stickers lately on this stuff. Let's sticker it all up. It makes the kids feel like they're more important sticking them on there. And then looks like a 4-year-old put those on there, although probably a 4-year-old would do a better job than I would. Some people say I complain too much. Well, I don't sugarcoat my reviews. I remember that one time I had somebody literally just chew me out because I was complaining in one of these. I said, "Do you want me to lie to you?" "Yes, I want you to be more positive in your stuff." I said, "Okay." So I refer to another YouTuber that just gives him nothing but positive reviews. I'm like, I don't want to deal with it here. I don't want to lie to you, but some people do. I don't know why. I'm looking for positive reviews. Well, if you see everybody giving negative reviews on a set, or just any kind of product in general, is that a product you want to invest your money and time into? Oh, not me personally. may start including a rating system for these type of builds. And these look fun on the box, but I've already built 2 of these already, and these are anything but fun. Like right now, I got 2 tutorials I'd like to work on. The tiny house, I'm still editing that one. Haven't had time because I'm messing around with stuff like this. And I have another one that I want to get started on. I try to keep 2 or 3 tutorials on the workbench at all times, just so I can, you know, kind of prepare them, get the tutorials done for you. Okay. I did have somebody tell me I need to do better quality reviews, but they were satisfied with my tutorials. I'm like, you don't get it. I'm a tutorial guy. I'm a mock builder, and I'm looking at reviews from a mock builder's point of view. I don't want to spend like half a day, or some people spend literally days doing a review on a set. I want to spend that time on a custom, not on reviews. All right, this goes on there like that. These sets are kind of brittle. Well, yep. I've already knocked it down to a 5. I mean, if it keeps falling apart, it's going to go down to a 4 real quick. And these are just kind of brittle. Let me put that on there right. Harry Potter would be an awesome theme. Of course, it's like the Lego Friends theme. They could really do a lot with it. They just, Lego chooses not to. And we're building stuff like this. It's falling apart. It's going to end up being crap when it's done. See, I can't even get that force down in there. You really have to force it in. That's just kind of sloppy. All right, we're not done yet. We got more stickers. Yeah, we got a bunch of these inverted tiles, and these get stickered up, so we know exactly what we're going to be doing with those. I don't know what set I bought. It was expensive, or maybe Lego had sent it to me. It was an expensive set, but it was all printed. When I get a set that's all printed, I think the ratings only go low if the build is just so flaky. And I mean, we're talking like you just look at it and it falls apart and crumbles. But so far, my build experience is fair. Build quality, you saw what happened there. So far, build quality is still on the fence. Okay, I'm going to show you something here. See how they have that peg going in this hole? And it's right here, it's rotated. They forgot to put the rotation thing in here. I got confused. So, I got confused there. When I write my own building guides up, I try to do all that as much as I can, because if I had to sit there and second guess it, that is not good at all. And then we're going to have to put a sticker on that inverted 2x4. I mean, we're not even done with bag 1 yet. We're already getting through half of this sticker sheet. These are not too bad because they're easy to put in. If you got sides around them, it's really hard. Matter of fact, I think I mentioned this in one of my old videos. I was servicing somebody wanted this all-in-one stereo shelf system serviced, and It was so cheaply made that they had stickers for the labels. It wasn't like silk screened on the front. It was stickers for like power and tuning and stuff. And you're like, oh, here I have an old Sony. I have a Fisher and Marantz systems. These are all from like the 60s and 70s and 80s and stuff, and everything was silk screen, high quality. And then you get stuff like that that's got stickers on it. And usually get vintage. I get vintage stuff to rebuild for clients. And of course that stuff needs to be serviced because you're talking about 30, 40, 50-year-old parts. You know, stuff from the 70s now is starting to fail a little bit. And why should I have something in my shop that's only like 3 or 4 years old and somebody wants it fixed? I'm like, it's going to cost more for me to fix it. This is a throwaway item. Yeah, but I want it fixed. And you're like, okay, you know, got to charge you a shop fee. And you know, I ended up fixing this stereo though, and I found the parts. I order new parts before I got this thing working, and the guy was happily to pay a couple $100 to get it fixed. It wasn't worth it in my opinion, but I'm like, that stuff's throwaway items at this point. Alrighty, but to each his own. You may not see it there, and I just saw it, but there's a stud right there. So just make sure you put a stud next to that right there, because you'll probably do what I was about to do. See, a lot of people think I just do Lego stuff. No, my main hobby is computers and vintage electronics. Matter of fact, I got a bunch of tubes I got a box of tubes that I got to go through. You know, vacuum tubes, valves, you know, which are equivalent to a semiconductor today. And I got to go through that and take care of that and stuff like that. Well, look at all the stickers we got to put on that. Now let me pick that up. I only got one more of these little boogers left, and that is it, because I am tired of working on the sticker book. That's what I'm going to call these sticker books. Because if this was printed, I could have used this for a mock or something. It's easy to get printed bricks versus stickered stuff. And I mean, we're almost done with the sticker sheet. You know, I mean, and then I got to get another. I don't have a lot of black bricks, so you know those stickers are going to get ripped off when I'm done. I know somebody's going to say, well, Jay, why are you dinging it down because you got them on crooked? Because I have to spend the time to put that in. I want to build, not stick. And honestly, though, I could have replicated this with plates and would look just as good. And I've even seen kids build like that, too. So these sets look pretty cool, but they're just all fluff and puff. So yeah, I can't wait to get back into the mock building. I know some of you have been asking about, you know, when's my next big project, and I can't answer that. I no longer will answer those because not even I know. And I just can't answer it. But at least I'm not going to lie to you and say, oh, there's one coming soon. Well, how soon, I don't know. My goal, though, eventually is to have everything on my YouTube channel backed up in PDF format. So you know, you the builder, if you want to build, let's say you want to replicate one of my houses, you can download the building guide and you can build from your own collection. You can change the color, change what you want, and it'd be better to do that instead of doing it with a video tutorial. Because now I did get somebody ask about about a tutorial on a house. I did do the creating a custom Lego home series, but that was just it. It was a very old, it was the very first tutorial I've ever released, and it was just something that I need to redo eventually. When am I going to do something like that? I don't know, I may do it this summer on how to create a custom Lego home. If I do decide to bring it out, that may be the house that I'll do. And then what I'll do is I'll just re-release a creating custom Lego home. We're going to talk about, we're not going to leave any steps behind. There may be some speed builds through part of it, but we'll cover everything on that build because that house covered everything. The first floor, second floor, roof, had 2 different roof slopes. How do you merge them together? That kind of thing. And or I can come out with something very basic too. I don't know yet. I haven't figured it out. Oh, that's one thing you don't ever hear is me yawning on my main channel because I try to keep that one more formal than this. This is just for fun here. And for those who are curious, my dad's doing okay. Like I always say, you see your dad, give him a big hug. Or if you're a father, give your child a hug. And I'm missing 2 round bricks here. Oh. Well, there's one. Because you never know when you may never see your parents again. I'm not trying to scare anybody, but even as an adult, you don't know. Do I have to go in the other bin and go get them? Round stuff just rolls around, so I will be right back. I got to get another one of these. Okay. Yeah. So now I'm missing 2 pieces, so they could be in the other bag or they could have rolled on the floor. Yeah, I sometimes will pronounce names wrong in these sets. I have, and it's kind of sad I had to write up a disclaimer for that too. On my main channel, it's really bad. I don't have disclaimers on my main channel because I don't see the need right now. It's just only if it gets really bad. All right. Well, there we go. At least I got that one on there. I think it fits right in there. Yep. Okay. Yeah, for you guys and gals who are subbed onto this channel, though, you do get the flavor of both. So you get to know the inside scoops of stuff that I'm working on. Versus the main channel, I'll get some random comment. Well, Jay, when's your next big project? And I'm like, didn't I already talk about that? And I'm thinking, wait a minute, it was on my second channel. I'm like, hey, go to my second channel, watch this video. Oh, why don't you just tell me? Because there's a lot of stuff going on and I can't remember it all. Some think I'm lazy. No, I'm not lazy. That's just how it is. I gotta think of what I want to make for a dinner tonight. It's hard to do everything on Bachelor special days. So I just have to find something to cobble up and then make it for a dinner, and then there you go. Getting these on here is a pain. You can see how it does that. You practically have to press these both down at the same time. The banners on these sets are pretty cool, the front of them. Other than that, I would just save just the... If you're going to save it, save the front stuff. And that's it. Raw recording 2. Okay, I was wondering what that was. Yes, I'm recording on a separate device for those who don't know. The camera's audio is just getting horrific, and I'm still on the lookout for a new camcorder right now. I got my professional one, but recording these at 4K, it takes a lot of space, takes a lot of time to render those up. And I don't really want to mess with just constantly doing that. And we need sticker number 8. Alrighty. We're almost done with the sticker sheet too. We're not even done with bag 1 yet. So you're doing all the stickers in bag 1. So you have been forewarned. I'm a big boy Lego builder. I don't even use stickers. I just snot method my books in my bookshelves. Alright. And I thought these would be fun to build. More and more since this is my 3rd one, these are kind of getting redundant. I think more people are just going to be interested in the banner than and the hologram stuff instead of everything else. Okay. I think that last tile goes there. Matter of fact, this just shows you how far behind. I've still got a bunch of other sets that I've just filmed, but I haven't even edited them yet. Now I can talk about it here. I think the one I just did was the Black Sea, the Tri-Wizard Black Sea thing. That one I just got done. So I'm on the 3rd banner now, and I haven't done the rest of them yet. So that tells you that, you know, I'm not hiding things. So that tells you that I can get behind on this real quick if I'm not careful. I have a... Oh, wait a minute. I found that gray brick right here. I was like, here's a brown brick. I got to swap that out with that. Oh, let me get this in here real quick. Then we're going to have to deal with that there. I was like, wait, there it is. All right, well, now we know. And the problem is taking that apart is a pain. Well, we're going to have to deal with it. How do you get that out of there? Oh, that's not too bad. I'll just pop that out of there. It's already got this guy, so I'll put that over here. So now we're still missing just that one. Ooh, yeah. Not very sound here. Not very sturdy. Okay, and then we take one of these and set it up here. Why don't we set the other one up there? Are we dragging it out? That's exactly what we're doing. And we have an extra one of these. This must have came from another bag. No, it didn't. It goes right here. Okay. And yeah, I'll show you. Well, we got a bunch of these. Remember, I was missing that one other part. That's what we have remaining for bag 1. Not too bad. All right, now we're going to move on to bag 2. And we only had one sticker remaining. So we got to put that on somewhere. And let's get that over here. We'll slide all this stuff off to the side. And we'll get going here. Yeah, so I'm kind of getting pooped out of doing reviews. I have another 3 sets I got to approve of, so I can have them sent to me. Now, some people think that, oh, Jay, you get this stuff for free. That's cool, but you got to understand, I'm doing a lot of these review offers, and yeah, it's kind of cool to get this stuff, but then again, I'm not really getting any free time to build my own stuff. Like I could be working on a tutorial right now. I don't film tutorials in the daytime. I only film them at night, just so I know I'm not getting bothered, because tutorials I actually have to concentrate on and focus. But that's why I want to do those now. Unfortunately, I have to wait. Yeah, not too bad. Oh, the head now gets stuck on her and it's literally fused. Oh, and by the way, you better make sure you rustle up a brick separator before you start these, because this set is not nice. It does not come with a brick separator, so you'll have to provide that all on your own. Okay, I got her a wand. And then let's get her done fully first, so we don't have to mess with her anymore. Oh wow, hers went in real quick. Maybe she's cooperating. Okay, now we got to do this guy here. Ugh. I like to see more of those. I wish, like I said, though, I mentioned this in the previous clip, or maybe I mentioned it in the unboxing, but I'd like to see more of the Lego minifigure parts becoming natural earth or natural flesh tone colors. Whether if it's pale or dark, I want to see more of those, because it just makes the minifigures look more natural, versus just yellow. And I kid you not, guys and gals, I am like surrounded by just sets. I'm only sitting by three tutorials that I've already filmed, 2 of them which are done. One of them has been edited. But for the most part, though, that one went right in perfect. I got more sets than I know what to do with. So anybody's curious, this is like a job. Building stuff is not too bad, because you get this. It's like going on a little trip, like an exploration, and it's just putting the stuff together can be a little bit tedious. I did read something about where the Ambassador Network sends people sets that sets that nobody would ever buy, and I'm beginning to think more and more that's true, because a lot of this stuff I would never buy. Harry Potter's got good interior stuff, but this was years ago. Now I'm looking at the Harry Potter stuff of today, and it's just kind of, not too good. Well, let's throw it over there. So there's your minifigures and those things. Throw those over there right now. Jay, you're throwing the merchandise. Yeah. Okay. Well, that didn't go together very well, did it? Alrighty. And, oh, we didn't put a sticker on that inverted tile Lego? Wow. Oh, we got to make 2 of those little boogers. Wow. Let's go ahead and let's go ahead and get those done now and be out of the way, huh? Get those done. Now, don't get me wrong. These are pretty good. You could use these for, like these are good chairs you could use for a modern living room, provided you can get them together. And this is obviously not meant for big hands like mine. But for the most part, the interior stuff that's kind of floating around is usable. You could use this for other stuff. Although I would have went with dark, I would have went with sand yellow in there, but yeah, I'm glad I got the car service today and made sure everything was fine. And that means that I got more time to sit down and play Minecraft, which I haven't really sat down and played Minecraft much. Taking care of my parents and then doing my day job, and that kind of leaves a little time for hobbies and stuff anymore. And once my birthday passed, I got to go ahead and go for a physical. I ain't scheduling that until after. My luck, they'll want to get me in on my birthday, which I'll be stuck at work at that time. I'm taking care of my parents, one of the two. It doesn't really matter. We'll be using the last sticker here in a second. I just saw that. These little book pieces are pretty cool. So you can buy these pieces on Pick-a-Brick, the book parts. Hoping they sell them in different colors because those always will come in handy. Making sure I'm recording here. My biggest fear is not recording. And that book's fine the way it is, but they want a sticker on it. And I think this is going to matter which way this goes. Usually the stickers on the books I always keep on because they look better. I wish that was printed though. And the book just sits in the main area here. Now, when I do the review on these, I don't want to just take all these accessories out. So I just leave them in there. Okay. Okay, now it looks like we're building more of this stuff upwards. So, yeah, there we go. And, well, we don't need the sticker sheet anymore. We can get rid of that. And here's the thing, and I want to tell you guys this. Don't put a trash can ever where you're working at with Lego. Don't ever do this. I have never done it personally. I've heard horror stories about it. Sometimes you may actually knock a part off the table into the trash can, and then that's the end of the story. And then you'll be using some pretty colorful language over that. So don't have a trash can by your Lego table, ever. Ever. Make sure it's a few feet away. If something falls, it'll fall on the floor and you'll hear it. Falls in the trash, you probably will never check it. And that's just, just from that. Never had that happen personally, but just don't do it. Yeah, I'm thinking eventually, this is something I was thinking about doing on my main channel though, is having live stream of just me talking like this. It'd be face video, of course. And just sitting back and talking to you guys and gals and answering questions and just basically shooting the breeze. And I'm just thinking of how I want to do it though. I know a lot of guys on YouTube, they'll do a guest. I don't want to do any guests, so don't ask. Well, I'll just tell you why I'm not doing guests, because I'll get distracted and talk to the guests more than in the chat room. The goal about doing the live stream is so you can come in the chat room, ask questions. Okay. So if you're watching if you're on my main channel, make sure you're a subscriber for a meaningful amount of time, because I'm going to set a parameter up. I may set it up for a year. I don't know yet. Basically to cut down on the trolls. I haven't figured it out yet, but I don't want to do that for, you know, somebody who's new on my channel who want to come in and ask questions. And I think that's it. And we flip it over and you put it on the back of one of these. Okay. Well, you can't see what I'm doing, huh? Okay. Let's get all these over here. And then this goes right here, and this just snaps onto here and here. I've noticed these with these banner sets, they get so flimsy. You know, I'm not a fan of these at all, the way they're designed. I think some people are just going to pop off this junk in here and just make it into just the banner portion. I don't blame them, I do that too. I need to get a few more of these right here. It's an inverted 1x2 brick with bow, and you got the plate on the side. Those will always come in handy. Okay. Now the one thing, if I can get my shop cleaned out, half of it, I don't think I'm going to use the full 2,000 square foot for a Lego room. I think I'm going to use part of it though for the Lego stuff. The computer stuff is going to take a good chunk of it still. But the point is to get all the junk out of that room and reorganize it to where I can do the Lego stuff in there for you. That means instead of working on a few projects, I can work on probably about 8 or 10 projects at one time. And I hate to think that somebody coming up to my door. Now, when I do these in the daytime, sometimes I'll have to pause the video just because I got to answer the door. I got a client that comes over, and I have to deal with that. So that's how it's going to be. Most people who do Lego, this is all they do. This is their full-time job. Minus computer programming. There's a comment that I need to answer on my main channel about a guy that's like in his 50s that's getting back into Lego. He was doing computer programming as a hobby. Be careful with that, dude. I was doing computer programming as a hobby too, and it became a full-time job. It just wouldn't stop. People kept hiring me. And then my day job. And then it didn't turn out very well. Because then you got everybody and their grandma that wants something written up for them now. Nothing wrong with that. At least it's a job. It pays very well. It's just, sometimes I just don't want to work. All right, we're going to stick this here. Sorry you can't see that, but I got to make sure it's in there pretty good. And you may want to hold on to the bottom here and really force that down. You got to have to force it on these two areas and up here, just like we did over here. All right, well, we don't have a lot of parts left, but we're still doing all the little decorative stuff first. I know, I think it was Autumn Star. I remember you, I don't know if you're on my second channel or not, but I remember you said you like seeing the campground. I really want to get into that campground though, really bad. I'm not going camping this year, so if I could find enough, if I could wrestle up with other people who want to do something, it'd be fine. But I really kind of want to do, even if it's just camping in Lego form, I'll be happy with it. And yes, there's some names and that who comment on my YouTube channel, if you comment a lot, I will remember your name a lot more. I'll start seeing it pretty common. That's when I'll comment. I get to know you more as a person than just somebody who just views videos. Okay, we got to make 2 of these. A lot of the big guys on YouTube, they just treat you like a number. Here, I treat you like a human because, like I've said in previous videos, that you're taking the time to watch my stuff. I got to take the time to comment. Now, I'm getting far behind because sometimes I'll get overwhelmed on comments. Matter of fact, since I had imported my filter and block list on this YouTube channel, I noticed I hadn't had any spam, so it's easy to read comments now. It's a lot easier. And that's the whole goal, is to read your comments. Yeah, I'm hearing the traffic now, and let me see what time it is. 2:57. All right, it's almost 3 p.m. and I haven't heard the phone ding yet, so that's obviously good. And yeah, but I'd really like to get into the campground, though. See, here's the deal. This is the thing. I already have a building guide set up for the trees. I have a building guide set up for the accessories like the picnic tables and stuff. It makes it easier. The only thing I have, and I already got the campers done. I already have stuff for the sig figs. The only thing I really got to get going now is to build the terrain. After that, everything else is instructions. So like I use my own building guides, which is really helpful. So for those who ask questions about do I ever use my own building guides, yes, very heavily. That's the good thing about using your own building guides. You don't have to memorize everything. And you shouldn't. You shouldn't have to memorize anything at all. You should just be able to do that. All right. Remember, I was missing one of these plates too. So hopefully one will turn up. But I got to get back into the campground. I mean, I got a rough layout. I just need to build the terrain, and then after that, it's just the foliage. The foliage takes about a day to put in. As a matter of fact, I could probably get that campground done in maybe 3 or 4 days, just taking my time. Oh yeah, when you're pressing stuff down on the top, just be very careful. Don't try to get too aggressive. You may break something. I see corner plates. Okay, I see where they go like that. Ooh, I need to stand up here. Alrighty. Yeah, eventually. I already got the arm thing for the tripod. Basically, it's just like a tripod, except it has an arm that comes out and it'll hold the camera up. So the camera, I don't have to bump into the tripod. I can just work underneath it. And then I can rotate the camera. I can move it around and it'd be a lot more stable. So I'm going to take a hologram and we're going to put this in the back here like this. Okay, you can see you can actually see where the light pierces through this. You could see it more in person, but that's what it is there. And now we're going to have to close it up and work on the banner. But before we do, okay, so since we're doing the banner, it looks like it's mirrored. And you know how I am. I like to breeze through this stuff and get it done. So you're going to need to fold these down here, and then we can close it up. Now, this is aside from the building guide, so I'm going to mirror it as I go. Okay. Now, you don't have to do this. I'm just doing it for brevity for the build here. It's just, well, you can see how this is crunched in. This set's already down at a 5. Yep, so this is going to be down at a 4 now. Just like with the other ones. These are getting worse and worse as you go. So these are obviously not meant to be built. These are not strong. Look at that. These are not strong at all. And I'm honestly going to say these are just junk sets at this point. Jay, but Lego worked so hard on those. Well, yeah, and I'm going to trash it just as hard. You know, that's one thing when I design my manuals is efficiency and durability of a build. All right. Alrighty, so we are going to come in right here. And then we're going to go like that. These little 1x1 tiles are usually hard to get on, or get them on straight anyways. And just like with the other ones that I've reviewed, these are just meant as display pieces. They're nothing fancy. They're just meant for one purpose, and that's just to show on a shelf, to show it off. Although I can think of other things to show off other than these. And sounds like my lawn sprinklers went on, which they shouldn't be on right now. I'll have to go tweak those up here in a second. All right. Yeah, so far it's looking pretty good. And a couple of these big 1x8s. Really, these things are not sturdy at all. I think you have to put all these tiles on the front, but you think these would have been tiled all the way in or something to do this. Well, now we know we got tiles that wrap around these corners here, which is cool. And there is a square tile here. That means that this little booger here goes on that side, so it looks like that. Remember, we got to put that big old plate on there. I think most people are just going to display the banners, and then the insides are going to be long and forgotten. Let's see here. I sure like all these weird pieces Lego's been coming out with, and Ingrid had mentioned on one of my videos, how do you feel about the new pieces in Lego sets? You know, are you excited? Yes, because a lot of these parts I could just use for my own creations. I get excited when I see a new part coming out. It's like, what could I use that for? Would this part be useful for me? What could I use it for? You know, what creations can I integrate with that part? You know. Wait. We're messing up here. All right, it's like this here. All right, let me see some here. Yeah, if you mess up, you do not have a brick separator with this build, so you will be in deep doo-doo. So what do? I don't have to take apart too much. It's right here. So I think it's just this. And then it goes like that. take a look at the other side here. And indeed, we did have an extra one of these, so that's where it rolled off to. Okay. That plate's right. Yeah, so what happened here is that we don't put this extra curved tile and it just sits like this. Okay. And this one goes here. It's not quite mirrored, but there we go. And then would have been better if they used the other type of tiles, but I guess they were trying to cut corners with this. All right, that's not too bad. Should look like that. And this big booger here goes on here. So right here is where it's supposed to sit. So I'll show you on the inside where it's like that. It's 3 studs from the seam here on this side. And that's what it looks like on the front. And I'll guarantee you most people are going to display these like this. So, you know, worst comes to worst, if you want just the banner portion, because these are really kind of warped and kind of cheesy, you could just plate this behind here and stick that hanger brick and just hang these on a wall. It would look a lot better than what Lego did here. And that's it. So we are done with bag 2, and we're like 97, 98% done. And that's what we have remaining. So not too bad. Now, putting the furniture in this stuff, and this is something that I've learned, you have to follow the instructions on how to pack this thing up. So in order to do this, you have to fold it out. And now we got to put all the accessories in here. And I'm just going to talk about it. I'm not going to go in too crazy on everything. So stick these in here, these little lamps, crystal balls or whatever they are. And you better make sure you have somebody with small hands to put this stuff in. And the chairs, they just sit right here. Which I don't get that because oh, that's right, it folds out like this. Never mind. All right, so stick the chairs in like this right here. And these are not too bad. We already saw this, so I'm not going to go into the details. So we're just showing you how to pack it up, and that's it. And then you would just set it all out, and all your accessories are folded inside, and that's what it looks like. Okay, the chairs in the back and stuff. There's really no way to put the minifigures in here, so I don't know. Okay. And we have our 3 figures. This one here seems like it just didn't have as many accessories as the last 2 I've done, and it's just as brittle. Stickers were sloppy. Not too bad. And we got our little Zubat. Jay, what do you think about Pokemon? Because it's a fun game. Depends on if you're playing Pokemon Go or Pokemon Scarlet and Violet or whatever it is. I got a couple of Nintendo Switches I got to restore, so hopefully I can get one of those working and play the games on that. And that's it. So, now we're going to get into the review and the opinions on this set. So first off, playability. It is playable. You know, it's not too terribly bad. I want to just move the camera like that would be better. You got 3 minifigures. You got this Zubat thing. You got chairs that pop off of here. And then you can move things around and stuff like that. All the accessories inside the banner. Not too bad. I like the 3D holograms, but the stickers weren't too bad except for these 2 down here, which were horrible. Which leads to the, you know, to my build experience, probably average. Build quality is below average on this one because you can see where things were falling apart. This just feels flimsy. And for this to hang on a wall, I mean, it's lightweight, but I don't know. If this thing come crashing down, they're going to have a heck of a mess to pick up. I mean, we might want to hang it, set it on a shelf or something. And really, you can't even set these on a shelf unless you just kind of get creative with it. But for me personally, excuse me. I mean, I'm okay. I mean, it's an okay build. I'm all right with it. It's just, it just seems a little bit unfinished in here. It looks like something that's not. Couldn't drop it in a city. As for mock building, you could actually just knock this hologram thing out and just kind of build back and make it look more realistic. I'm sure you could. So it wouldn't be too bad. But for my notes, when I do the review on my main channel, though, average build quality or average build experience, low quality build, it's falling apart. Stickers degraded it tremendously because of these two here. And yeah, it's just, but playability though, it is playable. So you can actually play with this and use the figures for other creations and stuff. Oh, okay. So I'm not dissatisfied with the set. I just wish there was more to it. I wish it was a durable build. And I still got to do Huff and Puff, but other than that, yeah, it's just an average build for me. So tell me what you think. Do you think this set is worth $34.99? You know, just by looking at it, no. I'd say $25. $35? No. That's just my opinion, though. But tell me what you think. I want to hear from you. What do you think? You think this is worth it? To me, yeah, not so much.